What is financial literacy? Financial literacy refers to the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions regarding his or her financial resources. For you to become financially literate, you must understand 1. How money works in the world. 2. How to earn money. 3. How to manage money. 4. How to invest money. In other words, you should understand and know how you can build your personal wealth based on your present income. Where does your money go? It may go to food, rent, utility bills, medical expenses, household expenses, education, loan obligations, support to relatives, and others. Do you still have some left? Do you prepare for emergency expenses? Do you save money? If so, where? According to surveys, only 23% of Filipino adults have bank accounts, while the most vulnerable sectors have no bank accounts. Nearly half, or 48% of adults, have savings, but 68% of them keep savings at home. More than a third of Filipino adults are unable to meet regular spending needs and resort to loans to deal with emergencies. Furthermore, only 4% of the adult population use electronic payments, and only 18% have insurance, while only 3% invest in financial instruments. According to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP, the key reasons for Filipinos not opening an account, not saving, not using e-payments, and not getting insurance are lack of budget, lack of awareness, and perceived high costs. The BSP also noted that many are unaware of their availability and accessibility or choose to disregard their value as risk management and coping mechanisms. It is sad that for some people, the importance of financial literacy only surfaces in times of crises, just like during natural calamities and pandemic. Families who consistently manage their money smartly and exercise financial planning before such crises happen are better off compared to those who don't. Survey results also show that Filipinos have a forward-looking attitude, but scored low in daily money management and long-term financial planning. How do you spend your money? Let's look at 3 typical budget scenarios. What is your budget scenario? Are you satisfied with it? Which budget scenario do you prefer? Is it achievable? Scenario 3 is clearly the best financial management practice. To achieve this, we must cut down on unnecessary expenses. Needs versus wants. Needs are things that you must have to live and advance in your work. These include basic consumption like food, clothing, and shelter. Wants, on the other hand, are things that you would like to have, but can live without. These include non-basic items like jewelry, cigarettes, alcoholic beverages, and others. We should cut down expenses relating to the things we want, and retain expenses relating to the things we need. Examine your lifestyle. What are some of your expenses that you can let go? Cutting down on these expenses could lead to savings. How do we define savings? It refers to the part of your disposable income that is not spent on consumption. For most people, income minus the expenses is equal to savings. This may be true, but it would be better to prioritize savings through income minus savings is equal to expenses. Plan how much you can set aside for savings. It doesn't matter if you start your savings with a small amount, just make sure that you gradually increase it over time. One way to ensure that there is savings is to think of it as an expense to buy your future. Where does your money come from? Let's look at Robert T. Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. If you are an employee, then that means you have a job and you work for others. Your income is derived via a salary, which you cannot control. No matter how hard you work, your income will always be capped. If you are self-employed, then you work for yourself, and you own a job. This describes most people who call themselves business owners, even those with a number of employees. In this quadrant, the company is entirely dependent on the owner's time. If he or she stops working, their income stops as well. If you're a business owner, then you own a system. This is the realm of entrepreneurs, people who design systems, machines comprised of people, and processes to generate a profit. If you're an investor, then money works for you. Investors use money to create more money. They don't have to work, because their money is working for them. Robert Kiyosaki introduced 3 cash flow patterns for the poor, middle class, and rich. The cash flow pattern of the poor looks like this. People who follow this pattern are hard workers, working hard just to make ends meet, but they have a hard time getting ahead, because they are treading water, simply trying to stay afloat. They often think that more money will solve all their problems. But money rarely solves the problem, rather it heightens their poor spending habits. Most of the middle class also lives paycheck to paycheck, but for different reasons, and through different means. This is the cash flow pattern of the middle class. Middle class people have jobs that ultimately pay for their expenses. However, they spend their hard-earned money on bigger liabilities first, like bigger house, premium education for their children, or luxury vacations. The cash flow pattern of the rich is different. The rich don't work for money, instead they work to acquire assets. Can we be like the rich, and acquire financial freedom? We can, by following the 3 steps to financial freedom. The first step is to plan. Set family goals together, set a time frame for achieving family goals, discuss and determine how each member will contribute to achieving family goals. Remind everyone of their commitment, from time to time, and monitor whether the family is achieving its goal or not. The second step is to save. Saving is a conscious and deliberate way of setting aside a portion of the personal income. There are obstacles to saving money. One is procrastination, delaying savings, or putting savings off for another time. Another is poor spending habits. This includes spending on unnecessary items, impulse buying, and hedonistic lifestyle. The third is culture of dependency or being overly dependent on others. The last is lack of financial literacy. The third step to achieving financial freedom is investing. Make your money grow. Invest your savings in money-making assets. Make your money work for you. To be financially literate, always remember that it's not how much you make, but how much you keep, and what you do with what you keep. This has been Eddie. Thanks for joining me as we delved into financial literacy. See you next time.